Hey guys, Constance here from Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So, it has been a day. Actually, it has been a day and a half. So, I got almost no sleep last night. About 10:30 last night, which was a couple hours after I had gone to bed. My son came in and woke me up and said he thought our cat had been sprayed by a skunk. And he came in there and I could smell it instantly. Oh gosh. We had a skunk incident the first year that we lived here on the homestead. It was about a month and a half or so after we had moved in. It was atrocious, and I jumped out of bed, threw my glasses on, ran out to the door, and looked outside, and the smell, y'all, I would never wish a skunk incident on anybody. It's awful. And Mr. Smith jumped out of bed. He ran out to see what was going on. Now, Stumper was the only one in the crate at the time. Nubs was pulling his "you're not putting me up" thing, and so he wasn't actually in there. And I don't know what set it off. Thankfully, Stumper had not been sprayed by the skunk, but something had been, and it happened right there on our carport where the cats are usually at. It was awful. The smell, just from opening the door, the smell permeated the entire house. And it's that smell just like traps inside. And it was so bad. When I finally went back to bed, I literally dreamt about a skunk. I got almost no sleep. I couldn't sleep literally because of the smell. It smelled so bad. It kept waking me up. I had candles going. I had oil diffusers going. I had fans going. You name it. I was trying everything, and yeah, it was bad. So I ended up coming out here this afternoon, and the dogs are going to be crazy. So I ended up coming out here this afternoon and clearing off the carport and scrubbing it. I just doused the whole thing with an entire bottle of Blue Dawn dish soap, and it's chaos. I'm sitting here in the backyard because I've still got a bird building a nest on the front porch, and I don't want it to disturb them, and so it's this. So I doused the whole thing with the Blue Dawn, scrubbed it, rinsed it, did it all over again, scrubbed it, rinsed it, and all of that, and then I bleached the whole thing. And so at this point, I think most of the smell is gone. I think it's like in the grass and stuff around there, so there's not much I can do about it. But you don't want to just gag the second you step outside anymore. It's there, but it's subtle, and it'll just have to go away on its own. I did end up throwing away my area rug that was inside that door because I think skunk might have gotten tracked in. Yeah, so it had to go. I'll get a new one. But yeah, so that's what my day has been like. Not a lot of fun, not a lot of sleep. I should sleep good tonight. Update on the goat, the stray goat that we had out here. I've had lots of people asking me about him. Unfortunately, we have not laid eyes on him since that day that I filmed him and I was out there. I had hoped that since he had found our goats and I was feeding him, that he would keep coming back around, but we haven't seen him since. I actually did have a friend text me last night that she saw him, and from what I could tell, it sounds like he might actually be in the direction of going home, because the place that we think he may have come from was in that general direction. So I'm hoping. I drove out that way looking for him a couple of times. I didn't see him anywhere, so I'm I'm hoping he's headed home. But we have not seen him, and unfortunately we haven't been able to catch him and get him safe. But it is what it is, and we tried. Although I am going to be watching the Animal Control's website, because as I said in my other video, they do have a barn, they do take in livestock, and if they get him and no one claims him, I may just think about it. Alrighty, so I am, as I said, exhausted. So I'm going to wrap this up for the time being, head into the house, get cleaned up, and just relax the rest of the evening. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. So it is actually not the next day, it's the day after. And I filmed yesterday, but realized when I went to do my video that the lighting was terrible, the footage was just awful. So I just nixed all of that. So I thought I would come out here this morning and give you a little bit of another update about this girl right here. So many of you have been asking, when are we getting a companion for Sophie? Because that has been the plan, to get her a friend. Now, on the other side of that fence right there is where all of the goats are, and she spends a lot of time over there. You can see where she's actually kind of worn down a little path, because she actually enjoys spending time near the goats, but we can't put her with the goats because they get behind her, they get down under her feet. They're little compared to her, and she does not like that one bit, and it upsets her, and she tries to kick them. So we can't have her with the goats, even though she likes to be by them. That said, you know, I had been searching for another miniature donkey, and thought I had a line on one. There was a very, very reputable person who I was referred to by multiple people, and I spoke with them, and it sounded like he knew exactly what we needed, and he was supposed to get back with me that day, and he didn't. And I've tried to get in touch with him several times since then. No response, which is a little annoying, especially when it is someone who is so reputable, supposed to be. But it is what it is. Now, Sophie has been doing good. She hasn't been stressed out. She seems to be much calmer, but we still wanted to find her a companion. Well, as it turns out, it looks like we've got one. A friend of mine, who, by the way, we got our original goats from, they are adding another animal to their little homestead, and they really don't have the room for what they're adding, so they've got to make room. And that means one of their animals is going to be coming here. Now, it's not a miniature donkey, but but I think it will be a very appropriate friend for Sophie, and I'm not going to share any other details other than it'll probably be in the next 2 weeks or so that her friend comes here. But in the meantime, I'm going to have to go get some materials, because we have this yard that is set up for Sophie. I don't want to just take this new friend and put them straight into the area with her. I want to be able to divide it off. Now, her barn here has 2 stalls, so I'm going to go right from the center and divide off this area over here. That way her new friend will have their own space, she'll have her space, they'll be able to see each other, get used to each other before they're in with each other. So that is the plan, and Sophie's gonna have another friend soon. Sophie! Hi, Sophie! Are you excited for a friend? Hmm? Yeah? So, another project begins. It'll be a pretty easy one though. And I think it'll be good for her. Alright, so that is it for today. I have another little sit-down chat that I'm going to film a little bit later today. I've had lots and lots and lots of questions about the tattoo that I got on my shoulder, and it's got a little bit of a story behind it, and I've been wanting to share it, I just haven't had a chance to, so I'm gonna sit down and film that later today. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining me here again at the homestead. I will talk to y'all next time.